Good morning. I am Dr. Padmesh Tripathi, Associate Professor of Mathematics. Now I am going to take second lecture of CBUT first unit, which is inventory model and replacement model. So I will start from inventory models. So what are inventory models? So before starting our actual model, I will start from inventory, what actually inventories are, then why we need inventories, then what are advantages and disadvantages of inventories, and what are different costs involved in inventory models. So what are inventories? So inventories consist of usable but ideal resources. What does it mean? The things that we keep, for example, buffer stocks. Buffer stocks are also inventory. So these buffer stocks may be of any type. In manufacturing units, what are buffer stocks? The raw materials which when needed may be used is buffer stock. So this may be of any type, main, materials, goods. It is simply referred to as inventory. The term is generally used to indicate raw materials in process, finished product packaging, spares and other stocked in order to meet an expected demand or distribution in the future. For example, if we if a company purchases a machine or appoints an expert in anticipation of requirement of their services in future, these resources work as inventory. So all that inventory is all these materials, manpower, which may be used in future when needed, are called as inventories. So now point is this: what is reason for carrying inventories? Why we carry inventories? So inventories in general are built up to provide a cushion between supply and demand. They are meant to take care of requirements of demand till next arrival, probable delay in delivery and sudden increase in demand. A manufacturing firm carries inventories because of the following major reason. The reasons to carry inventories, the first one, you can say adequate supply, supply of items. What does it mean? Adequate supply of items means if there is a supplier, sometimes it happens that due to some reason you don't have stock, the regular stocks you don't have due to some unavoidable reason, then what will you do? you will use these inventories which are kept in your stock. So the second point, risk of loss. To reduce the risk of loss due to the changes in prices of items stock at the time of making the stock. What does it mean? This is simply when you have some items which are stocked, then if price is increased, what you do? You use this inventory already purchased on low cost. What you will get? You will be benefited the difference of this already purchased cost and the current market value. This difference gives you the profit. Number 3, quantity discounts. If you are purchasing materials in bulk, you have to get those discounts. So, if you are keeping in inventories a huge amount of materials, you will get discounts on this amount. The large number of materials you are purchasing to keep in inventory, the large benefit, large discount you will get. The next, buffer stocks. If the delivery of material is delayed, then you can use this inventory as a buffer stock. So you will not be any problem in supplying the material to your customer timely. The next, use of available capital. What you can do, whatever additional capital you are having, you may use it in purchasing the materials to keep it in inventory. Thus, your additional capital will be used. And what are its benefit? Later on, when price increases, you will be benefited from this. So these are some reasons why we carry inventories. Next, there are several costs involved in carrying models. So we will see one by one the costs associated in inventory and what are these costs. We will see our next part. So see the what are different costs involved in inventory. The first one will be the setup costs. The first cost that involve is setup cost. As its name reveals, setup cost is the cost which is needed in starting. For example, if you are setting up a machine, so you will have to spend some amount on setting this machine. So this is setup costs. So in normal case, setup cost does not depend on the number of items you are ordering, a number of items you are purchasing, because machines are set up only once and their costs is involved only once. The second one is ordering cost. This is a cost associated with ordering of raw materials for production purposes, advertisements, consumption of stationery and postage, telephone charges, rent for spaces used by the purchasing department, traveling expenditures incurred, etc., constitute the ordering costs. So whatever costs are involved in ordering, these are mentioned here. So these are ordering costs. The third one, purchase cost. As its name suggests, purchase cost or production cost. This is cost for per unit of item. So purchase cost or production cost. If this is purchased, so what is cost of one item per unit of item? This is purchase cost. Or if we are talking of production cost, the same is what is cost for producing one unit of item. So this is purchase cost oblique production cost. And next one is carrying or holding cost. The carrying cost is associated with carrying or holding inventories. This cost generally includes the cost such as rent for space used for storage, interest on the money locked up, insurance of stored equipments, taxes, depreciation of equipments, etc. So as its name suggests, holding cost is obvious. Whatever holding cost is involved, once you have to hold or carry the inventories, you need space. So this is the highest cost, holding cost. This is rent of space, and then additional costs like taxes and depreciation of equipments, etc. These are also included in carrying cost. Then the fifth one is shortage cost. Shortage cost. What does it mean? Shortage costs are simply penalties. When you have taken order of some materials and you are unable to supply this timely, then you have to pay some penalties. These penalties are called as shortage cost or stock out cost. So these are the important costs involved in inventory. Now we will deal with some factors affecting inventory control. What are the factors that are involved in controlling the inventory? What are the factors that control the inventory? So the first one is demand. The number of units required per period is called demand. The demand pattern of a commodity may be either deterministic or probabilistic. There are two possibilities. The demand may be deterministic and probabilistic. The second factor is lead time. So lead time is the gap between placing of an order and its actual arrival in the inventories. Lead time has two components, namely administrative lead time from initiations of procurement action until the placing of an order, and the delivery lead time from placing of an order until the delivery of the ordered material. So these are two types of lead time, administrative and delivery. The next, the third one is order cycle. What is order cycle? The time period between placement of two successive orders is referred to as an order cycle. That is, if you are placing an item today and the next you are placing order after 2 days, then the order cycle is 2 days. So these are some factors affecting inventory controls. Now we will talk of an important term in inventory. This is economic order quantity, EOQ. So what is economic order quantity? This is very oftenly encountered when we study different inventory models. So understanding it is very important for us. So let us see what is EOQ. Economic order quantity. In short, it is called as EOQ. So EOQ, the inventory problem in which demand is assumed to be fixed and completely predetermined, are usually referred to as the economic order quantity, or its other name is lot size problem. तो जिस इन्वेंट्री में कितना हमको ऑर्डर करना है ये पता हो, पहले से ही पता हो, फिक्स्ड हो, इसको हम इकोनॉमिक ऑर्डर क्वांटिटी या लॉट साइज प्रॉब्लम कहते हैं। तो इसमें क्या क्या इन्वॉल्व है हमको ये देखना है। देयर आर कॉस्ट इन्वॉल्व। तो by the order quantity we mean the quantity produced or procured during one production cycle. When the size of order increases, the ordering cost or the cost of purchasing will decrease, whereas the inventory carrying cost, cost of storage, insurance, etc. will increase. This is the production process. There are two opposite costs. One encourages the increase in the order size and the other discourages. Economic order quantity is that size of order which minimizes total annual costs of carrying inventory and cost of ordering. So in economic ordering quantity, there are two costs involved. By figure we can say that if we are denoting costs on this y-axis and number of units on this line, then we see that this is our origin. So as already told, there are two costs involved. The first one is ordering cost. So what is ordering costs? This is number of units. As number of units increase, the ordering cost will decrease and the inventory carrying cost this is inventory carrying cost. So what will be inventory carrying cost? As number of units increase, the inventory carrying cost will increase. So as already discussed, there are two costs involved. The first one is inventory cost and the second one is ordering cost. This is graph of ordering cost. So this is number of units. When you will increase number of units, ordering cost will decrease. क्यों? क्योंकि जितने यूनिट्स आप ज़्यादा करेंगे आपको डिस्काउंट्स मिलेंगे, आपके ढेर सारे, मान लो आपको 1000 यूनिट कोई सामान सप्लाई करना है, तो आप क्या करेंगे? अगर आपको 500 यूनिट भी सप्लाई करना है तो भी आपको हो सकता है एक ट्रक हायर करना पड़े। 1000 यूनिट आपको सप्लाई करना है तो भी आपको एक ट्रक लेना पड़े। तो चाहे 1000 आप करो चाहे 500 सप्लाई करो, आपको ट्रक का पूरा कॉस्ट, जो ऑर्डरिंग कॉस्ट होगा, पूरा का पूरा आपको पे करना है। तो इस तरह से आप जैसे जैसे नंबर ऑफ यूनिट्स आपके बढ़ेंगे, ऑर्डरिंग कॉस्ट आपका घटता जाता है। इसका अपोजिट इन्वेंट्री कैरिंग कॉस्ट देखिए, आपके जितने ज्यादा इन्वेंट्री होगी उसका कॉस्ट उतना ज्यादा होगा। नंबर ऑफ यूनिट्स बढ़ेंगे तो इन्वेंट्री कॉस्ट बढ़ेगा। तो ये दो अपोजिट कॉस्ट्स हैं जो EOQ में इन्वॉल्व हैं। अब हमारा जो मेन मुद्दा है वो है कि इकोनॉमिक ऑर्डर क्वांटिटी हुआ क्या। तो इसमें हमको ये देखना है कि हमारा टोटल कॉस्ट क्या आ रहा है। ये हमारा टोटल कॉस्ट है। तो टोटल कॉस्ट हमको यहां दिख रहा है कि मिनिमम टोटल कॉस्ट कहां आएगा, यहां से हम गेस कर सकते हैं। दिस इज मिनिमम टोटल कॉस्ट। तो मिनिमम टोटल कॉस्ट यहां आएगा। तो अब यहां से हम इकोनॉमिक ऑर्डर क्वांटिटी डिराइव कर सकते हैं कि जहां पे ये दोनों इन्वेंट्री कैरिंग कॉस्ट और ऑर्डरिंग कॉस्ट जहां पे कट करते हैं, यही हमारा पॉइंट होगा इकोनॉमिक ऑर्डर क्वांटिटी का। और ये हुआ जो भी यहाँ पॉइंट आएगा, यही हमारा हुआ इकोनॉमिक ऑर्डर क्वांटिटी। तो इसको समझना आसान है, फिगर से आप आसानी से समझ सकते हैं कि एक्स एक्सिस पे जो नॉर्मली हम लोग एक्स एक्सिस लेते हैं, इसको हॉरिजॉन्टल को एक्स एक्सिस लेते हैं, वर्टिकल को वाई एक्सिस। तो एक्स एक्सिस पे हमने नंबर ऑफ यूनिट्स ले रखा है, ये वाई एक्सिस पे हमने कॉस्ट रख लिया है। अब जो हमने ग्राफ ऑर्डरिंग कॉस्ट का बनाया हुआ है, तो ऑर्डरिंग कॉस्ट जैसे हमको समझ में आ रहा है कि ऑर्डरिंग कॉस्ट अगर नंबर ऑफ यूनिट बढ़ेंगे तो ऑर्डरिंग कॉस्ट घटेगा। तो इसका ग्राफ इस तरह से आएगा, घटता जाएगा। और इन्वेंट्री कैरिंग कॉस्ट के लिए क्या होगा, कैरिंग कॉस्ट हमारा क्या होगा, अगर नंबर ऑफ यूनिट्स हम बढ़ाते जाएंगे तो कैरिंग कॉस्ट हमारा बढ़ता जाएगा। तो ये दोनों कर्व जिस पॉइंट पे कट करते हैं उस पॉइंट को यहां से मिला दीजिए एक्स एक्सिस से। तो ये जो पॉइंट्स आएगा यही हमारा दे देगा नंबर ऑफ, दिस गिव्स अस इकोनॉमिक ऑर्डर क्वांटिटी। सो इस तरह हम देखते हैं इट इज एविडेंट from above that the minimum total cost occurs at the point where the ordering cost and inventory carrying costs are equal। यहाँ से हम देख रहे हैं कि ऑर्डरिंग कॉस्ट और इन्वेंट्री कॉस्ट यहाँ पर दोनों बराबर होंगे। तो यहाँ से हमको EOQ मिल जाता है। यही रहा हमारा इकोनॉमिक ऑर्डर क्वांटिटी और लार्ज साइज प्रॉब्लम। तो नेक्स्ट लेक्चर में हम लोग कुछ एडवांटेज या डिसएडवांटेजेस इसके हम करेंगे, बल्कि एडवांटेजेस इसके अभी हम देख सकते हैं। सम एडवांटेजेस, what are advantages of inventory? The economics of production with large run sizes, this is first one. Second, the smooth and efficient running of the business. Third, the economics in transportation, the advantages of price discounts by bulk purchasing, faster and adequate service to the customer, profit from speculation in the market where prices are expected to rise. These are some advantages of inventories. Next, some disadvantages of inventory. What you have to do, warehouse rent, you have to pay warehouse rent additional. Next, interest on invested capital. Next, physical handling. Next, accounting. And last, depreciation and deterioration of the capital you have used in your inventory. So that's it for today. And in our next lecture, we will classify the inventory and start actual models based on EOQ. Thank you.